The Zikari envoy's laugh cut through the council chamber like shattered glass. "A doctor," he sneered. "The humans sent us a doctor to discuss Kessler." Elias Gray didn't flinch. He'd heard worse in field hospitals when the screaming stopped and silence took its place. He adjusted his worn leather briefcase, a relic from another century, and took his seat at the negotiation table. 20 species, representatives from every corner of the Accord, and for the first time in decades, humans and Zikari were breathing the same recycled air since the battle on Kessler IV. One battle, one loss. The war had frozen there ever since. Elias was 53, gray at the temples, deep lines carved by years of triage and regret. No neural ports, no combat augments, no political rank. Just a former military surgeon who had spent the war stitching together anyone who still had a pulse, questions asked later. The lead Zikari negotiator, Carthresh, loomed across from him, towering, armored plates catching the light. His mandibles clicked as he regarded Elias with open disdain. The council convenes to define the Kessler outcome and the terms of permanent separation, his translator droned in flat standard. "We will not waste time on sentiment." The talks began poorly and decayed from there. Every human proposal met a wall of frost. Every appeal was dismissed as weakness. To the Zikari, victory was absolute. Those who fell were to serve or vanish. That was their law. 6 hours in, Carthresh leaned forward, claws drumming against the alloy table. "Tell me, human, why are you here? Your kind lost because you clung to foolish compassion. You saved those who should have died. You traded victory for mercy." A murmur rippled through the chamber. Some diplomats looked away. Others watched, curious. The Velen observer's tendrils quivered in anticipation. Elias lifted his gaze. His brown eyes met Carthresh's triple stare. "You're wrong," he said quietly, but his voice carried. "We didn't lose because of mercy. We survived because of it." He reached into his briefcase and drew out a data crystal. Old tech, deliberately old. "I found this in your own archives," he said. "Your commanders called it a triumph." He slotted the crystal into the table's projector. The lights dimmed. A hologram bloomed. Smoke, ruins, the shattered horizon of Kessler IV. A young man in blood-spattered medical whites, Elias Gray, years younger, stumbling through debris, carrying something small wrapped in thermal cloth. A child, Zikari, no more than 6 standard years old. On the recording, Gray runs toward a Zikari patrol. He raises the bundle, shouting words lost to the wind. A soldier steps forward, takes the child. Gray turns back toward the burning ridges. Moments later, the bombardment begins. The sky burns white. The image froze. Silence filled the chamber like a held breath. Elias spoke evenly. "That child lived. He grew up. Your medics healed him, your families raised him. He serves now in this very room." He turned his gaze. "Your delegation's second secretary, if I'm not mistaken." At the far end of the Zikari table, a young aide rose. His scales gleamed with youth, his hands trembled. His translator faltered. His raw clicks broke through before he managed in broken standard. I know your face. They told me a human saved me. They said it was a story, a lie." "No lie," Elias said softly. "Your name is Teshri. Compound fracture in your left secondary arm. Degree burns. I did what I could before I handed you over." Teshri sank back into his seat, shaking. Carthresh's armor shifted with a slow scrape of plates, an uneasy sound. "You saved our children," he said at last. "While he stopped." Elias' tone did not waver. "I saved whoever I could. That's what a doctor does. That's what a human does." He leaned forward, voice low but cutting. "We came here for one reason, to stop the dying. Yours and ours. But don't mistake mercy for weakness. If peace fails, if you go back to the fire, then the next war won't be fought by doctors." He let the words hang. And there will be no one left for me to save. The air in the chamber tightened. Even the station's life support system seemed to hesitate. Then slowly Karthresh rose. Among the Zikari it was not surrender, but acknowledgement. "We will reconsider what victory means," he said. Much later, the Council's senior mediator, a Tyrellian who had seen 100 wars end in ruin, wrote in her report. That day, for the first time, the Zikari understood what humanity means. Not the species, the principle. And it frightened them, because they realized mercy is a choice. And humans might choose otherwise. That night, Elias Gray slept for the first time in years. In the morning, the peace would be signed, on terms no one had dared imagine.